Hey everybody, it's Bobby from Skylines.
By yourself as the victim. You have to know you're wrong. Blaming others for your power.
A few days ago, we posted on Facebook a link to my Ask FM profile saying that you could ask me anything and that we would make a video of me answering your questions. Now, some of you asked some really actually legitimate questions, and I was really happy to answer them. Some of you were just downright mean. Here we go. I'm going to answer every single one of the questions you guys asked. The first question was, do you ever perform drunk? Now, the short answer is no, I don't. The long answer is, as I posted on Ask FM, when I first started out, I had a really bad stage fright, so I would drink. This was years ago, going on 5 years ago. I've been a vocalist for about 4 years. I've been playing in bands for longer. I started off as a bass player, and then I moved to vocals. When I first started out as a vocalist, I had really bad stage fright, so I would drink, and I would go on stage drunk, and I thought that helped with the stage fright. Until semi-recently, I would take 1 or 2 shots or have a couple beers before I went on to loosen myself up. On the last run of shows I did with my other band, The Picture of Dorian Gray, I performed stone sober for our support of American Christianity. I did not drink once before going on stage. The reason being is, I've obviously I take my faith very seriously, so I felt like I was being a hypocrite by drinking before I'm going on stage and being intoxicated. Even if I was buzzed, I still felt like, being intoxicated on stage and preaching a message of the gospel is hypocritical. So I didn't want to do that. I performed stone sober, and they were some of the best performances I had, actually, of my career as a vocalist. Everything was tight. There were minor mistakes that, probably only I noticed, but everything was tight, and so not anymore. I don't drink at all before I go on stage anymore. But I still have stage fright. But what I've learned to do is channel all that anxiety I get before going on into the performance. So there's your answer to that question. So going on the topic of The Picture of Dorian Gray, someone asked, what's happening with The Picture of Dorian Gray now that you're in the new band? Well, we'll be writing a new album after Christmas, and we have some really cool announcements coming soon. And just keep a look on The Picture of Dorian Gray Facebook for those, because there's going to be there's some changes coming, and we're all very excited, and that Picture Dorian Gray camp is very excited to announce some changes and show you some new music that we've been working on. So this one was, do you have a girlfriend? No, I don't, and there's plenty of reasons why. None being that I don't want one, but there's times and places, especially with the kind of lifestyle I lead with being away for long periods of time. Right now is not the best time. Now, I feel like maybe this season of singleness is coming to an end, but never know. It's all up to God. It's not up to me. I did have a girlfriend briefly for a while, and she, cheated on me. So, in fact, I'll put it this way. Every person I've ever dated has, I think all but like a couple have cheated on me. So that's always fun. That answers your question, I hope. What's the difference between Skylines and The Picture of Dorian Gray? Well, stylistically, Skylines is more of a modern metal feel to it, kind of like Memphis May Fire, For Today, Wolves of the Gate. Those kind of, the more groove-oriented, the catchy choruses and everything. And The Picture of Dorian Gray is a lot more influenced by bands like At the Gates and August Burns Red and Black Dahlia Murder, a little more death metal-y influence. What type of in-ear setup do I use? Well, I use this. This is a Shure PSM 200, and it comes with the SC215 isolating headphones, which are the things that actually go in my ears. That's the kind of in-ear system I use. It's a great system. It goes for about $600. It's actually the cheapest out of the Shure ones. You can buy ones that aren't Shure for $215, but the frequency is kind of you'll be in the middle of screaming, you'll hear a truck driver frequency, so you don't want to really do that. Is Skylines a Christian band? Yeah, we're a Christian band. Every member of the band professes faith in Christ. For all you Frozen fans out there, someone asked me, do you want to build a snowman? How are you still singed? I'm pretty sure this person meant, how are you still single? But I'm going to answer the question they actually wrote, which is, how am I still singed? Well, I've gotten burned before, but I'm pretty sure it's just scars. I'm not still singed. Do you believe in magic? No. I believe in Jesus. I believe in God. I do not believe in magic. Although I believe that miracles can happen as a result of the power of God. I don't think we can be like Harry Potter and be Leviosa, blah, blah. I don't know spells, sorry. I read the Harry Potter books. I'm not a super huge fan. I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. Hello? Yes, Mother. Hi. I did. Yeah. It's not very far. It's 5 minutes from campus. This is the closest. It's not. Well, no, we were gonna go to a place in Margate, but they don't open until 5. Yeah, he didn't tell you. All right, bye. That was my mom. I'm graduating college tomorrow, so they're. My parents are coming down here. They live 2 hours up north, so they're coming down to this area to see me, and they've never been to my house, so I'm a little nervous. Anyway, next question. What's up? Not much. This is the great thing about anonymity. You get questions like, do you have a crush on anyone in particular? And here's my answer. It's none of your business. I'm pretty sure I know who asked this. Is Mitch as handsome in person? And look, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to take off the glass for this. Mitch is pretty ugly in person. Like an alien covered in like white pasty skin. This is where you guys get really, really mean. And that's like I say, why you guys got to be jerks? I don't even know if I want to answer this. All right, this is this is not even really a question. It's how can you call yourself a Christian if you've done drugs and had sex? And the grammar here is great. You ain't no Christian. You're a fan, not a follower. Okay. In the Christian group of the college I just graduated, we just finished going over this thing called Not a Fan. So, coincidence? I think not. One of you people is being a jerk. There's a plethora of things I could say to this, but I'll give you a short answer. Grace. Grace. The grace of God. And the long answer is, well, think about this. Yeah, I have a past. I used drugs. I've had sex before. But, oh, wow. Look, we all have a past that God has brought us out of, as a Christian, and I'm assuming this person is a Christian. We all have a past that God has, brought us, saved us from, and I mean, for you to judge me on my past means you also have to judge yourself by the same lens you're looking at me through. So to say, how can you call yourself Christian when you've done drugs and had sex and been a bad person? We all have, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, and that, well, it's only by His grace that we're able to call ourselves sons and daughters of God. The whole you're a fan, not a follower. I'm not a fan. Every day of my life, I live to try to follow after Jesus. And if it's a lot easier to not do that because there's a lot of things that, I think, oh, that would be fun to do. That would be fun to do. But is it beneficial? It's not beneficial. It's self-destructive. So you want to ask, why am I, I'm a fan, not a follower. I ain't no Christian because I've done things in my past. We've all done things in our past. We've all messed up. We've all fallen short. And that's the beauty of God, is that when we do fall short, that He picks us up and takes us back lovingly. My son, my daughter, come back to me. And I just want to make it clear, because I know a lot of you like to take things out of context that it's said, especially in the parameters of Christianity. Just because I'm saved by grace, and that God forgives all my sin, it doesn't mean I have the license to do whatever I want. It doesn't mean I'm going to go out and do whatever I want because God's going to forgive me, because that's cheap grace. It means that even though I have turned and trying to live a life away from sin, and I'm striving after and following after Jesus, when I fall, and I fall, you're going to fall. God knows that. That's why we have grace. We don't want to abuse it. We want to embrace it and understand it. It kind of seems like this person, though, if you ask this question, it seems like you really already have made up your mind about who I am. For that, I would just say, you know what? You can not like me. I don't really care. I don't care if you want to judge my walk based on things I've done in the past. That's between you and your Creator. It's not between me and you. It's more of an issue with you to think that you can say because I've done things in the past that I'm not a Christian and that I'm a fake or whatever. It's really mean. I don't think that's how Jesus would approach it, really. Thanks for asking questions. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Skylines NJ. Like us on Facebook. If you ask questions, you already did like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, all that good stuff. I'll put the links and stuff somewhere around here. You can click them. Have a good day.